Good morning to you on this special AM edition of the Twins System Recap, talking about Thursday's games and David Festa's Major League debut. A little uneven, I suppose, but the key thing is he gets a 1-2-3 first inning, and that was key because the Twins hooked him up in the second inning. But there is a strikeout. Festa, he goes 5 innings, 7 hits, 5 runs, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. But, again, 1 walk, through 53 of his 78 pitches for strikes. It's a 68 strike percentage. So did a really nice job of just pumping the zone, filling the strike zone. And as you see there, he got a lot of run support. So there is the line, as I said again. The Twins won. So, that's the good takeaway. And his debut's out of the way. That's something I say a lot about debuts. It's just like a lot of extra stuff going on for the guys. It's obviously, the biggest moment of his life probably up to this point for David Festa. But it's a lot of uncertainty. It's a lot of new things, different environment to pitch in. You got a bunch of family and friends there, as you saw. So it's just a lot of extra stuff going on. Now that this is out of the way, he can kind of get back into maybe more of a normal routine and moving forward. So good to have it out of the way and have a victory. So again, Twins won big. That 6-run second inning we'll take a look at in a second. So, yeah, David Festa just getting out of the first inning. That's really all he had to do, the hardest thing he had to do. We'll hope for a better pitching line from him going forward, but I think it was a nice way to start things out. Again, here's some highlights of that second inning. Just insane. And some crazy stuff going on, too. The Twins had some good batted ball luck. They had some good, a nice decision happening on their end. There was also a run-scoring catcher's interference in here from Carlos Correa right here. So just a lot of weird, unusual things happening and going their way. And then, since there were an error, since there were no outs recorded for so long, they got some productive outs as well in that inning. So there's just a little bit of everything, really, in that second inning that they strung together for 6 runs. To, again, give David Festa such a huge cushion. That was such a nice gift. And then Byron Buxton hit an absolute bomb a little bit later in the top of the 4th. 7th homer of the year, the longest Twins home run of the season. You see there at 456. He had a 752 OPS in May. He's at 863 in June. So Buxton is really starting to gain some momentum. Pretty scary moment here. Carlos Correa got hit in the wrist, forearm area with a pitch. It sounds like things are not as scary as it looked, though. So, I expect Carlos is probably not going to be in the lineup for a couple days. Probably going to be a little swollen up. Easy to say from our perspective that it looked worse than it was. I'm sure he's not feeling real great. But good news is it sounds like nothing's broken. So that's great. Shouldn't need like an injury list stint or anything. But here is, the box score. Everybody but Kyle Farmer, who started, got a hit. Tons of offense. Again, Byron, not only just with that big, impressive home run, he also had 3 hits on the game. Great game from him. So let's move on to the minor leagues. And Matt Wallner. Man, Matt Wallner is on fire. His 19th home run of the season for the Saints on this hanging breaking ball takes it the other way over that tall fence. Yunior Severino. I mean, there's so many guys for the Saints. We'll show what Brooks Lee did today. Or yesterday at some point too, but Yunior Severino also homered. We're going to take a look at his stats from June. It's insane. He's got an on base percentage of almost 600 this month, and we're almost at the end of the month. Zebby Matthews also pitched yesterday, 5 2/3 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts in those Tumble Bacas jerseys for Wichita. So his ERA spikes to 1.70 on the year. Whip goes all the way up to 0.74. I don't know. Send him back down, in my opinion. He's slumping. He's gave up 2 runs in that outing. He hasn't given up more than 3 runs in a start all season. And here, Gabriel Gonzalez returned for the Kernels. This was his first game back from the injured list. He DH'd. See him getting an RBI single here. He actually had 2 hits. He's 2 for 4 on the night, so great to see Gabriel Gonzalez, a key piece of that Jorge Polanco trade, back with Cedar Rapids. Just a little bit more on Matt Wallner and Yunior Severino. This is their numbers for the month. Matt Wallner has an 1154 OPS and 12 home runs in June. Still striking out a decent amount, but I wanted to include the Ks and walks because look at Yunior Severino, who, a big-time home run hitter, but a big-time strikeout guy, kind of like Matt Wallner. Only 15 strikeouts and 21 walks in June. He's hitting .463 with a .589 on-base percentage and a .776 slugging. That is a .1365 OPS for Yunior Severino in June. That is terrifying. He has been so hot, both those guys. Starting pitching rundown from last night. There you see a better look at Zebby Matthews' line, unless you didn't pick that up. Randy Dobnak with another pretty strong start. Gave up 3 runs, but none of them were earned. Struck out 6 over 5 innings in this crazy AAA run-scoring environment that we have. Jeremy Lee also with 6 shutout innings for the Kernels, a guy from last year's draft class who's been called up. Kyle Jones, who is on rehab assignment, his first outing of the year. 3 perfect innings with 4 strikeouts for the Mighty Muscles. He'll be joining the Wind Surge whenever he's healthy. A guy from that 2022 draft class, along with Zebby Matthews and all those other guys, a 7th rounder. We'll be looking forward to him returning to his regular assignment there with Wichita. On the hitting side, again, I was going to mention Brooks Lee was 3 for 4. In addition to Wallner going deep and Yunior Severino tearing it up, Brooks Lee was 3 for 4 with a walk and 2 runs scored. Ben Ross homered. Nick Lucky homered for the Muscles. Peyton Eels, who you saw scampering home on the Gabriel Gonzalez hit, reached base, I think 3 times in that game, swiped base. He's been awesome for the Twins since getting signed out of Indy ball. Twins win big. Kernels and Muscles win. Saints and Windswords lose. Thanks so much for checking this one out. Enjoyed having my morning coffee with you guys. Something a little bit different today, but we will talk again soon.